We are live, Marco. Welcome to another episode of the Project 90 podcast. My name is Antonio, and I'm here with, as always, the big man, the big boss, the Office Depot Club León super fan. Boy, do we have something to talk about today. Marco Munoz. Marco, how are you feeling, brother?
I am feeling great, Project 90 fam. Anton,
Damn.
León
Yeah.
just went to Miami and they beat Messi, Miami, Casemiro, Rodrigo de Paul, whoever you want to throw in there.
Yep, all of them.
León got it done. León got it done. El Plátano Daniel Arciga with two crucial games. So this guy's on fire. He's not even a number 9. Man, all 3 Leagues Cup games, this guy scored.
Arcila, right? He's got like 4 goals, I think, this League's Cup so far.
Yeah.
Then there's obviously Dominguez. But before we dive into that, I just want to go over the topics real quick. We're going to cover the UEFA Super Cup final that we saw earlier today, right? We're going to touch on this León beating Inter Miami 3-2, moving on to the knockouts. And last but not least, man, some big news coming out of Europe for the Netherlands. Xavi Hernandez signing through 2030 to be their new head coach. We'll touch on that. Now, before we get into this UEFA Super Cup final, Marco, I have some big news, man. Some big news for the Project 90 sphere, if you will. This little family we're creating. I have some big news. Now, I don't know if you know or noticed today, but today we hit a milestone. 25 subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. Round of applause.
Imaginary confetti coming down right now.
I'm gonna insert some fucking applause right there, dude, because what a big deal. You know, every subscriber counts. Hitting 25. We're at the quarter century mark. It's been about, I don't know, 6 weeks, 5-6 weeks. Episode 17. Here we are. We got 25 loyal subscribers.
I love y'all.
Love each and every single one of you. It's hey. We're very honored to be your hosts for this podcast. So thank you very much. And I just wanted to drop that in there. And Marco, here we are. UEFA Super Cup final.
First of all, shout out to the 25 subscribers.
Yes.
Tell your friends, tell your family members, like, subscribe, turn on those notifications.
Yeah.
Just just go check out Project 90. Give these guys a shot. And if they like it, stay for the stories and fact check me, because sometimes I'm wrong. Actually, a lot of times
we be saying some dumb ass shit sometimes, and it's fun, dude. Yeah,
fact check me. Yeah, fact check me all the time. But without further ado, let's get started with. Actually, let's go in reverse, because
dude, run it. Fucking run it.
Let's run it, baby. I think the hotter topic is Xavi landing the Dutch job, which I think came out of nowhere. I didn't hear any rumors.
I heard zero. I heard nothing.
Zero.
Nothing.
I thought for some reason he was in the cold right now after leaving Barcelona. So I don't know. But what do you think about the hire? Because I know the Dutch, just like the Italy, they like to hire their own countrymen. So this is a big statement.
Yeah, no, I was looking into it because I was curious about. You know, the Dutch notoriously have coaches from the Netherlands, and I was curious if they had ever had a foreign coach, and they actually have. And I wrote it down right here. He's the first foreign manager in 48 years for the Dutch. The last guy being Ernst Happel, who's an Austrian manager. He took the Dutch to the 1978 World Cup final. Okay, that was the very last foreign coach that they've had. Obviously, we know they've never won the World Cup. Okay, they've made the final most recently in 2010, where they lost to Spain, which that was a good final considering neither one of them had won before, right? And ironically, Xavi was on the team, and now here he is taking over for the Netherlands, which, you know, there's rumors of Roberto Martinez. You had mentioned that, and I actually heard that today during the UEFA Super Cup. There was like a comment made by one of the commentators. So as it was getting announced that Xavi was hired, they were still talking about the rumor of Roberto Martinez earlier today. And I heard absolutely nothing about Xavi. So do I think it's a good move, or is he a good coach or manager for the Dutch? Honestly, I don't know. He hasn't really. I know he's coached some big teams, coached Barcelona, obviously, but Did he coach Barca? Yeah, he coached
I mean,
Barcelona.
anybody that goes to Barcelona
Yeah.
with a stacked team like that is going to get some results.
Hmm.
Uh, and before you finish, yeah, I don't know if he's the ideal guy because this style of play, I just don't know if it fits the style of play of the type of athletes and players that the national team relies on right now.
Uh-huh.
I see a lot of more speed and counterattacks, but I don't know. Chavi's maybe he'll slow that down, and maybe he'll have a new system going in with the orange squad.
Yeah, the Dutch style versus like the Spanish style that he played in, number one, and then coached in, ended up coaching in. What I see from Xavi, I see almost like a Pirlo situation, right? Where he was a great player, all these things, then you get the big club to hire him. Juventus hired Pirlo, didn't go great. There's nothing spectacular happening there. Same with Xavi, I believe he gave Lamine Yamal his debut. He gave a lot of these players their debut, but still it's not to say Pirlo or Xavi can't be great coaches, but we just have yet to really see sort of like what Zidane has done, where he just came in guns blazing. Yeah, he took over Real Madrid, but yet he still won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. Just kind of like
Yeah,
statement.
Barcelona.
Ooh, Barcelona.
We like to get our Xavi Hernandez and Xavi Alonso's confused around here.
Xabi Alonso, dude. Tangent, which I'll bring up at the end. Xabi, hearing that name real quick. We brought up Como yesterday. Okay, this is like totally random, but they just tied Arsenal at the Emirates today, 1-1 in a friendly, which I thought it's a pretty big deal, right?
Yeah,
Champions
yeah,
League
yeah.
finalists, this and that. We were just talking about how Como is going to shock everyone. But back to Xavi real quick. Um, this is one of those things where I just think we're going to see. We'll see. I don't really know what to expect. Yeah, Frankie De Jong, all these players, they're kind of on the out. You got Virgil van Dijk's getting a little older, so they have Xavi Simons. They have great players. They have a good team. Is Xavi the right man though to manage a national team where they're given not as many games as a club, right? There's not as many like you have to go out there, you have to perform. You have those limited games that you do have, and you got to get results. So I
And
don't know.
and
We're gonna see.
and names like Xavi Simons, he also needs to get healthy.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
He
he missed
missed
the
out.
World Cup.
Yep.
Yeah, he did. I think he would have made a huge difference. They have Denzel Dumfries as well. He just made the move to Real
Who's,
Madrid.
who's also not the youngest going into this
Mm-mm.
next World Cup.
No.
What I would have liked to see is give my guy Ruud van Nistelrooy a shot, man.
Yeah.
Give this guy a shot. He's been around the coaching systems. He's been an assistant. He's taken over as an interim. And I think for a second, right, he had taken over as an interim with the Dutch squad.
I believe he
So
did. You're right.
it
You're
would have been
right.
it would have been nice to see one of my favorite goal scorers coming up as a Manchester United fan alongside the other guys, the other Red Devils, for him to get a shot. But who knows? Maybe he needs to get some more experience on his repertoire. But then again, you can't really say that if you're going to hire a guy like Xavi Hernandez, who right off the rip was able to get a good opportunity. But wishing him the best.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't see him with them winning. I'm a crystal ball right here, not winning the World Cup in
Yeah.
2030.
Yeah, man. It's like they're still chasing that, right? They have not won the World Cup. So you think, they made the final, they've lost the finals, they've competed. They've obviously been like a dangerous team at times. And you would think they'd be like, all right, it's time to fucking get serious here. Like, let's really bring in someone that's going to like win this shit. It's going to take us there. And picking Xavi just doesn't seem like the right guy. He's going to take them through, into the Euros now. They got to qualify, obviously, and then into the World Cup. So is this going to be like a productive 4 years for the Dutch, or is it going to just be another 4 years where nothing comes from it? We have to wait and see, if he even makes it 4 years. Like, who knows at this point?
A quick segue on. I know a couple episodes ago we talked about great goalkeepers
Yeah.
with these national squads, because I know we touched on Manyan or whatever the case may be. But the Dutch, bro, they haven't had anybody super solid since I think Edwin van der Sar.
Yeah. He was a
That
big
guy was
one.
amazing under the post.
Yeah, he was good. I remember that Stecklenberger or
Mhm.
Stecklenberg, and but that team, that generation with Van der Sar, like you're saying, they had some killers on the
Squad.
team. They
Yeah.
had a squad, dude, like Arjen Robben and then you think of like the Milan days where they had the Van Bostens and then the Ruud Hewlett and all these. So they've
They
had like,
still couldn't win. It's crazy.
dude, they've had world fucking class players, right? And they just have not
World
been
best
able.
player.
Yeah. literally like the best players. Vinicius Roy, like you said, literally one of the best strikers of all time. If you really think about it, I mean, that guy was he was unbelievable at Real Madrid. Some of his goals, bro, are nuts. So
Manchester United, he was huge.
Man United, yeah, that's true. I forgot about that too. Man United, he was a beast.
Yeah, that's where he
So
got a lot of his reps.
yeah, I don't know what's in store for the Dutch. It's not that they've lacked quality or good players, you know. Maybe it's the coach, maybe it's just the timing, maybe it's just coming up a team against a team like Spain in 2010 where they're just ultimately better. You know what I mean? So
Also, idea maybe some future pod like a fun episode, putting the old school versus well, not new school anymore. And for example, Van Basten, and
yeah,
Dennis Roy. A little
yeah.
comparison.
Yeah, we could. We gotta cook up some of these episodes because we have so many of these ideas. Good filler episodes. They'll be a lot of fun. Maybe we'll get Gustavo in there. Shout out Goose
There you
if you're
go.
listening right now.
Goose.
All right, dude. So that's Xavi Hernandez. We're gonna see what happens there. But let's move on real quick to the League's Cup. We just touched on it at the beginning, but obviously we looked it up, or I looked it up. Club León won 2021. They won today against Inter Miami, through to the knockouts. You know, not many of the Mexican teams. Some of them are doing well, right? They're getting these wins, but Club León, they've been fucking getting shit done in this League's Cup, right? So how do you feel about this, man? You're wearing their jersey right now, for God's sake. I mean, how do you feel about this team? Is there anybody that really stands out to you more than someone else, or is there someone you want to see out there that's not been out there? Educate me a little bit, because I don't know jack fuck all about Club Leon, quite honestly.
Club León,
Club
Panzas
Leon.
Verdes,
Ooh.
donde la vida no vale nada. Such a huge win today. They've been on fire in the League's Cup. Ebbs and flows in the Liga MX for the past few years. But to your point, and I was incorrect last episode. I drew a blank until I rewatched it, saying that no Mexican team had won the League's Cup, but León won the League's Cup in 2021.
Yes, one of the first
So
ones.
exactly. So there's some history there to where there. Anytime we talk about the Leagues Cup, it's going to be a little bit of history with Leon's name attached to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, huge win. Obviously, Messi came in the second half, and I was watching this guy, and he was walking, but anytime the ball would come into play or some type of danger, Messi would be right behind it. And
Yeah.
kudos to him for having such a tough past couple weeks with the passing of his pops, and him still being able to go out there, throw a jersey, and give it 100%. But now, huge shout out to Leon. They're able to hold it down in the back, in the midfield, creating a lot of opportunities. And ultimately, I think the defense for Miami was creating a lot of holes that were creating a lot of the counterattacks in the second half,
Yeah.
allowing for these opportunities to transpire. And just some dumb misplays on Miami's end. But I don't know, bro. The way the first half was going, I thought it was going to be Miami 3-1. You had
Yeah.
said it yesterday, and I was like, you know what? Anto's right. I think it's going to be 3-1. And then once Messi came in, I'm like, well, there goes the game, right?
Right. Yeah.
But man, Cambindo, as soon as he came in, the coach, he was able to make the right adjustments. Instead of leaving El Plátano up top by himself, he was able to get Cambindo, and Cambindo was creating a lot of opportunities, which off the chest, baby, with all that chest he had to do that jersey, was able to bring it down for Arcila and scored a banger of a goal. So shout out to VAR for making sure that the goal was
Yeah.
cleaned. And man, we were able to get out of there with a victory. So Leon moves on. Miami stays home in the humidity and focus on the MLS season.
Yeah, man, and to get the win in Miami as well. It's a big win, man. You know, they came out from Mexico. All these teams have been coming up here. I looked it up for the League's Cup. There's only been 3 games hosted in Mexico. The most recent one was, I think, the other day. It was Tigres, I believe, or one of those teams,
There's
and they
one tonight
hosted
too,
it.
right?
There should be one tonight, probably in Mexico
Yeah.
as well, but majority, like 99% of them, have all been here in the States. So for them to come up here, get a win, take advantage of their opportunities, shut down a pretty on fire Miami team. You know, they didn't have Luis Suarez, they didn't have another one of their main attackers. But either way, you know, Messi took the field. I was shocked to even see him on the bench. I was hearing rumors that he was going to stay over in Argentina for a little while, but it's good to see him on the field. I thought he was going to come on and just fucking just let it all out, right? And just let it all out. Unfortunately, it'd be León to receive all that, but it didn't happen. León held on. They got their goals. They're on. They moved on through to the knockouts. So, yeah, I look forward to following along. I've never really followed
I
Club León much, but I'm excited.
Well, now you're following from now on. Plus, I
Oh
gave you a
hell yeah!
jersey. I
I
gave you
know,
a
dude.
freaking jersey. I was expecting you to throw it on today, but I get it. You got Girona or St. Pauli, whoever that is.
Girona, Girona.
Nice jersey. They're in the second division. Shout out to them.
Hot.
Best of luck. But man, you really broke my heart right now wearing your Leon jersey.
Look, I'll put it
But
on next time. I'll put it on next time.
next game. But
Swear.
I do want to touch. I would have liked to see Casemiro more involved in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like as soon as Messi came in, rightfully so, best in the world,
Yeah,
one and two, best in the world. So a lot of stuff was going through him, right? Rodrigo De Paul, it seems like it's automatic. As soon as he gets the ball, I'm giving it straight to Messi. So
yeah.
Casemiro wasn't too involved in the second half, and I would have liked to see more of that because we know what Casemiro can do. He's been at the biggest clubs for a reason, and he still has a lot on the tank. So would have
He
liked to see
does.
more of that, but I'm glad it didn't happen.
Yeah.
So Leon can move on and get the
Yeah,
dub.
you're glad you didn't see none of that tonight. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out on Miami too. I've been watching their left back Noah Allen. Right, he's a U.S. international. He's probably early 20s, 20 years old, something like that. Last game getting 3 assists. Right, and ever since I saw him make his debuts, maybe I don't know 2 seasons ago, I want to say. He's really starting to like make an impact every single game, right? Not only defensively, but now in the attack. Uh, I don't know. I heard Taylor Twellman say it once during an MLS game that with this new sort of new cycle starting for the United States, that he'd like to see maybe Noah Allen get a call up just to check him out in the camp, and I sort of agree with that, having seen him play for this Miami team the way he has been. Um, but yeah,
Did
man, they're done. What's up?
did US qualify for the Olympics?
I don't even know, dude. I think they take their U23s though. That'd be a good
How,
tournament
how old
for
is
him.
he? How old is he?
He's under 23.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
no,
that's what I was thinking. I mean, perfect opportunity to get some reps in. I mean, it just reminds me of Johan Vasquez with the Olympic
yeah,
squad. That was a great showing on his end, and he ended up after that become undoubtedly a starter for Pumas, and
yeah,
ultimately was able to go to Italy and now playing with Genoa, Il Capitano in Genoa, and
yeah,
balling out.
yeah. Noah Allen right here, dude. 22, 22 years old. He's born in Florida. Came up through the academy in Miami. So he's one of those players, young American players, sort of like a Kevin Sullivan in a way. They're just a new generation just coming through. So it'd be cool to see them. And also from Miami, bro, I didn't know this until tonight. Yannick Bright, the kid who scored
Oh yes,
the second goal, bro. This
yeah,
kid's Italian national. He's born in
yeah.
Milan, bro. I had no idea. He went to, I think it was New Hampshire for college or something like that. But I had no idea that he was even an Italian international player. So shout out to him, dude. I'm looking forward to seeing maybe he's probably on
He
some of the youth national teams. I don't
he
know.
he was a little sketchy on a couple plays. I don't know if
He
you watched the whole
was.
game, but he was a little sketchy.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, the second or third goal he had, I don't know, he swung and he missed. But
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch the replays. But yeah, young guy, huge career ahead of him.
24
So
years old. Yeah.
yeah,
No youth national team experience. Doesn't look like he's one of those players on the Italian sort of radar at the moment, at
not
least.
yet.
But not yet, right? But it was cool just to find out that they got an Italian international on the team. It's badass. All right,
Hey,
moving on. Look, what's up?
sorry.
Drop it.
Did you watch the penalty shootout yesterday?
The who?
The penalty shootout in the Leagues Cup yesterday
No,
with
who was?
Keylor Navas
Oh, I saw him score.
starting the kicks.
Dude, fucking cool as a cucumber, dude. Yeah. He plays for
That's not
who's that? Pumas?
Pumas, and that's a damn shame because three other guys missed, and him,
God,
who's a freaking goalie, scored. Terrible. Pumas, do
that's
better.
dude,
Practice
that's
PKs.
it's such a shame, dude, when you get like an underdog, if you will. I guess you can call him an underdog or someone to make it like, grind their way through a game all the way through to penalties and then just completely fuck it up. Like, like terribly though. Not even just like miss one or a good save or like completely just the worst penalties you've ever seen. And The only thing I could ever think of when it comes to that, you see a guy like Navas score a goal so
Yeah,
composed like that, and then you see some people that are attackers or midfielders completely miss the target, and it's like, what does it come down to ultimately? It's like composure, just
yeah.
calmness, right? And you could just tell because in reality, on paper, like I always say, like those are the guys that should be making it every time. It's a penalty kick, put it on the spot. You're a midfielder, you're a forward, you're a striker. You have the upper hand versus the goalie, and then you get your goalkeeper to score, but then your attackers can't, right?
And
Terrible.
well said. And before we move on, one last thing on Miami and
Go
León.
ahead.
I don't know if you saw Lionel Messi's statement. Um, Finally breaking silence on everything that's been going on. He mentioned that he doesn't know if he's going to continue playing anymore
Whoa.
because one of his biggest reasons why he was playing is him and his dad were going to finish everything off together. And now that
Mm,
he's not there, right? This could be a publicist that wrote this. I don't know if it's
right.
verbatim, but for him to say that, a guy who's won everything everywhere he's been except PSG,
Yeah.
um, I got to throw that in there.
You got it through that
Uh,
in there, dude. You got it through
I don't know, man. If he calls it a day, I wouldn't be mad at him.
I heard he put a statement out, which is why I was even more shocked he was even at the game, right? But to think of Messi potentially just retiring in this fashion, right? Just losing the final. Apparently, he was at the World Cup just because his dad wanted him to go
Hmm.
and like play. You could still do it, so go do it. Seeing him now say these things, seeing him show up to this Miami game, get in the game, and now you're starting to wonder, well, is this the last season then? Will he play in the Copa America for Argentina? He hasn't announced any sort of retirement from the national team or nothing, right? He hasn't said anything. But now, obviously, his dad died, and these statements come out, and you just wonder, is this how the legend goes out? I personally would hope not. I'm sure everyone's probably going to encourage him not to. Like, don't go out like this. Go out on like a high note. But ultimately, the guy's been doing it for like fucking 15, 20 years at the literally just the highest fucking level you can do it at. So you can't really blame him if he does want to retire, spend time with the family. But I could also see him doing the complete 180 and just staying in the game and just fucking tearing it up for another 2 or 3 years, right?
We shall
Uh,
see.
we shall see. But today there was the big game, exciting game. I don't know if you got to watch it. I saw snippets of it and then I caught the full game highlights after just to kind of refresh myself. The UEFA Super Cup final, PSG versus Aston Villa. 2-1 for PSG, right? Win their Super Cup. Unai Emery's he's the Europa League master, the king of the Europa League, but he cannot seem to get his hands on that fucking Super Cup.
No, 0
And
for 4.
yeah, man, it's probably not a good feeling for him, but yeah, PSG came out, Aston Villa came out swinging. It wasn't like possession was swayed towards PSG in the beginning, but I saw at half Aston Villa had more shots on goal, so it was fairly an even game. I mean, what did you take out of this game? What did you see? Did you think that it was a dominant performance? You think it was even? What did you think?
Well, I was able to catch the second half. I was being a responsible individual when I was at work,
Damn.
keeping tabs on the game on my phone. But yeah, I got home just in time. And honestly, man, from what I saw, Aston Villa was trying to make things happen. They have this 17-year-old kid up top that looks like he's
Yes.
30 that
He
was able to
doesn't.
get on the scoring sheet on his very first game with Aston Villa, which I instantly started following the kid. I'm like, this guy is
Yeah.
going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that aside, PSG is just too good, man. The players
Class,
that they
bro.
have, Due, how quick he has you on your toes. That looked like offside, but it wasn't. He's just super fast. I mean, they had Barcola on the bench.
Yeah.
Marquinhos looks solid in the back. Dembele is always doing Dembele things. And there's a point of the game in the second half where I look over to PSG's goalkeeper and I'm like, he's just chilling.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy going on his way. Unai Emery tried to make the adjustments. He throws Abraham in, but ultimately, man, they just didn't have enough in their arsenal in the second half, and ultimately, PSG gets the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, it's pretty wild seeing Barcola, guys like that on the bench, who has been linked with Liverpool, I've been seeing. So he might be on his way out. But yeah, no, Majo's his name, the forward, the
Ah, Joe.
striker, 17 years old.
Ryan Maggio.
I didn't know he was 17. I didn't even know that was his first game, to be completely honest, until after the fact when I looked up some of the highlights again and did some research on it. This kid, bro, had hell opportunities.
Mhm.
Hella chances, like big fucking problem. He's not playing against any defenders either. I mean, he's got like Marquinhos, he's got like some real experienced defenders back there, and he's giving them a run for their money. But dude, he's a fucking animal. Like this dude's a unit. I saw Embolo in the World Cup, and I thought that guy was an absolute unit and a tank. This kid right here, bro, like beats his ass if you ask me, dude.
He's dense.
Dude, this kid is a fucking wall just standing there. Like he's like a pillar. You know what I mean?
You know
Winning
who he
headers,
reminds me?
just
You know who he reminds me of? A little
who?
thinner though.
Who?
The guy that played majority of his career in the championship. They used to call him the Beast.
Akeem Fewah or Keem,
Yep.
yeah. Or whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Huge tank
Dude,
of a guy.
that guy's got a podcast, bro.
He does. He does. Yeah.
Shout out. I saw his interview. We were talking about Mourinho with Mourinho as
Mourinho.
well. That guy is fucking. I used to see him play, dude, and I was like, this guy's huge, bro. He used to move though too. Like he
Hey,
was quick.
imagine you're on a date with this guy. Things start going well. It's after dinner. He paid for dinner. He
Yeah.
wine and dined you. You guys had a couple of drinks, and he says, "Hey, let's go back home." You entertain it, and then you find yourself underneath or behind or in front of him. That guy's gonna do work.
He's gonna do work. You're gonna regret doing it, and you're probably not gonna go out with him again. Like, just be honest, dude. Guy's a monster, bro. But this Majo kid, 17, dude. Do you realize, like, I was a fucking sophomore in high school when this kid was born, and he's right here playing PSG in the Super Cup final on a fucking Wednesday, right? Badass. I'm excited to see where he goes this season. Now, for Aston Villa today, look, they had McGinn on fire, solid, just solid player every time. Plays those balls and he's good on the wing. He really is good at delivering crosses. Buendia, the Argentinian, good player as well. Ironically, they had Luca Digne, right, for France.
Yeah,
He used to
yeah.
play with Villa, transferred over to PSG like last week. Literally just played the bench today and won a trophy, right? Very interesting how that works. But yeah, Tyrone Mings came on. We didn't see Ollie Watkins. But ultimately, dude, Vadisvili, right? The Georgian fucking superstar. That guy is no joke. Like, he
Yeah.
really is like peak level, top tier, just fucking talent. Dembele was kind of, and then Doué is just doing what he does, right? Just quick on the ball, just causing problems, dribbling, layoffs, passes, fast, very fast. So I'm not surprised to see the scoreline, to be honest, 2-1. Yeah.
I had a quick thought.
What's that?
Maggio. He came from playing in the French league
Mm-hmm.
with the B squad and the first squad. So I had a quick thought. I'm like, this guy was born in England, but since he played a lot of his, let's just say, younger career in France,
Yeah.
what if he gets picked and now he starts representing France? That'd be crazy.
I mean,
Just a hypothetical theory I'm just throwing out there because of all the non-French guys playing in France
yeah.
national team. So I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if this happens.
I mean, the way this is looking, this kid is 6'4", bro. 6'4", absolute unit, born in Enfield, England, it says. Okay, he played at Metz in France, made his
Yep.
debut there, he got transferred over to Aston Villa. He's already on the U17s as of 2025 for England. This kid's about to get a call up probably this year, is what it's looking like if he fucking keeps doing this shit. But I mean, you think of it, he didn't just get a debut. He didn't just go on the field for the last 10 minutes or whatever, let him get his debut or whatever you want to call it. He literally started his fucking game. He was like chance after chance, headers, battling for the ball, ends up getting one in the back of the net, which was not an easy goal to score, the one that he did score. So yeah, man, I'm glad I saw him play today. I'm glad I know who he is now because I have a feeling he's going to be a big deal for the English national team coming soon, especially with Harry Kane getting up there in age.
Yep.
To have a youngster like this, like ready to go and just totally different player profile than what they have right now. They don't really have a guy like this. I think it's going to make a fucking big difference for England. So I'm excited to see where that goes for him. Yeah, man. So 2-1. I guess 3-1. Didn't
Yep.
pan out, 2-1. But that's the UEFA Super Cup. So now we have in about week's time, the 22nd of August. I know the Serie A kicks off. All these leagues are kicking off. It today looked like these teams are ready to go. PSG was ready. They were fired up. They're hungrier than ever. Aston Villa was fucking firing on all cylinders. And the tangent I brought up earlier, Como going to Arsenal, going to the Emirates, getting a 1-1 draw, which they're both in the Champions League, right? Arsenal made the final. Como made the Champions League this year. And what a game, from what I understand, right? And what a place to get a draw. What a way to introduce yourself on a stage like that. I don't know if Como's really been playing internationally like that against teams like that to really size them up, go give them a hard time. I think that's a good indicator for how they're going to do this season, right? Where they are as a team.
We
Our,
also
yeah,
we also got to remember that was Fabregas home for a while.
yeah,
So although he, let's say Arsenal's not playing the type of play that he was playing back in the day or when he was playing, he
yeah,
understands the moments. And perfect example, he can tell this players like, look, X, Y, and Z,
the
and that will
atmosphere and everything.
immediately lower down their shoulders and they just focus on playing. So this guy knows about big moments. That used to be a home when he was at Arsenal. He knows what the Arsenal system is about. So it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't surprise me that his team goes in there and is able to get that result.
And yeah, it's not shocking to me at all. Like I said the other episode, like I think Como's the dark horse. Top 3 finish. Wouldn't be surprised if they give the top spot a run for its money in the Serie A this year. That's it, man. That's it for this episode. Let's wrap it up. You got any last words before we close this thing out?
25 subscribers. I want to see 26, 27 on the next one. So give us a follow. Let's go.
Give us a follow, subscribe, find all of our socials and streaming platforms, Apple, Spotify, TikTok, Instagram. Go to project90soccer.com or find us on those platforms at Project90Soccer. We really appreciate every subscriber. We appreciate you guys listening. And until the next episode, this has been Project 90. Peace.